guys, welcome to All Up in the Kitchen with Zoe. But Zoe's not here today, so it's All Up in the Kitchen with Liz. And I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Sotello. Nice to meet you. First year teacher here at Lehman High School. I teach Culinary Arts 1. Come see me.
So what are we making today?
So today, I'm going to school you on how to make the basic and yummiest of cheese omelets. Okay? So if you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started.
All right.
Awesome. Everything you need for this delicious thing. So what we're going to do first is, you have it on medium high? Perfect. That is perfect. No, this is perfect, okay? So we're going to let this heat up for a couple minutes, okay?
Okay.
Then we'll put the pan on there, and we will put that entire stick of butter on there.
Why are we putting the entire stick of butter on here?
Okay, so I'm just joking, don't put the entire stick.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is about half of this, okay? So usually butter is your friend, okay? So I use butter, it's going to coat the pan. It's going to make it a non-stick pan, okay? So you're going to want to use probably about, now it does call for about 3/4 to a tablespoon. Use 2 tablespoons, okay? Get it nice and buttery. Since it's your first time making an omelet, you don't want it to stick. It's going to be perfect, okay? So you can go ahead and throw that on there. Okay, and then like I said, we will cut this up and get you something else here. I got you a cutting board and a knife.
Cutting board for butter. What?
Now, I always, rule of thumb, use butter instead of cooking spray because it's natural and it just tastes yummy, right? Now they have butter flavored cooking spray, but
It doesn't taste the same.
It is not the same thing. It just isn't. So here you are, man. Slice. Again, you want to do about a 1.5
to 2?
to 2. Yes, ma'am.
I think I'm just going to do 2.
Here is a knife for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why such a big knife?
That's the first one I grabbed. It's a nice one too, and it gets the job done.
Except it gets stuck on the paper.
Oh yeah. There we go. Looking good. Okay, now you'll put that entire thing on there, and then you'll just kind of whisk it around until the butter has melted and gotten kind of bubbly.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna look bubbly when that pan is ready to go. Okay. So what we can do is, while this is setting, we'll get our eggs mixed up.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll crack all 3 of these eggs in this bowl, and then we're going to whisk them up until they are completely mixed. Okay.
Let's see if I can one-handed crack this, because
Yeah. And again,
No.
the eggs
Not
are
today.
your friend, but be aggressive
Not
with
today.
them. They can crack them all up.
Not today, I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Now, again, you can use a whisk is what most people are going to use to mix that up, right? But we don't have a whisk available, so a fork will work just as good. Okay, give it a nice little mix up. While we're doing that, we're going to make sure this butter is melting, and it is looking good, guys. So if you see, we're just letting the natural heat kind of melt this butter down, okay? Now you can use any size pan too to cook an omelet, right? But the reason we like to use a small one, about an 8 or a 9 inch pan, is because if it's too big, the omelet will be too thin and it won't hold as well. Okay, you want a thicker type omelet, right? Okay, so that's melting now.
Are we doing any seasonings in it?
So you can if you want. The only thing that I do, and I'm going to grab it for you right now, we're going to start small and do just a normal omelet. So just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper.
Okay.
That's all you really need.
I think that looks pretty good, right? I think that looks pretty good. That's a lot of butter. So much butter.
And so also with this, this is sea salt, so a little pinch of salt in it, and then a couple shakes of this in there, and then you'll mix it up again, okay? See that's perfect. That's nice.
That's about how much I put in my eggs this morning.
Me too. So that at home, when I cook eggs or cook omelets, I use a little bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of blackened seasoning. That's all I use. Okay. Remember how I said, look at that butter right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's bubbling up.
Once I get this, I put it in?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so here's the thing about omelets. Because you preheat the pan and you got it bubbling, it goes fast.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking for. So now what we're going to do is before we pour that in, we're going to cut the heat to as low as we can. Low, low, low. Okay, so take the heat down low, add your egg, and let it sit for a little bit, okay? Make sure it fills the whole pan.
I don't like it. And then just let it sit?
Okay, yeah, and it's just going to sit.
Okay.
So it's going to be, we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, okay?
Oh. Wow.
As it starts to cook, okay, so that's the thing. You want to have it on low heat, okay, because you don't want to overcook it, okay? But eventually as it starts to cook, you'll start to see it start to cook faster. Okay, so as it starts to cook, what we're going to do, let me get you another spatula, and you're going to start kind of kneading this in the center, okay? So that means, you see how it's already starting to base? Okay, as it starts to base up more, you're just going to want to keep pulling this liquid in the center.
So that
okay,
it cooks.
exactly. So keep doing that. You can actually use that, that's fine. So we'll let it base up, and then eventually you'll be able to stick that spatula underneath it, and then you will flip it. Okay, once you flip it over, you will cut the heat, you will add your cheese on half of it, you will fold it, you are ready to serve. Okay? So we'll give it a couple more minutes. I've been working in the kitchen. I was the catering manager for the district. I worked out of the child nutrition office off Daisy Lane for 2 years. I was serving banquets here. I served Dr. Wright.
Did you do food at the stadium?
I did. I did
Oh,
all the
wait,
food. Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So me and my chef were the ones that did the food for y'all at the stadium
that's so cool.
last year. Okay, great ones. Okay, so look at this now. You can tell. If you're
Yeah.
looking, it's basing up now. This pan, we'll turn the heat up just a little bit.
It feels like
We'll
it's
turn the heat
really
up just
slow.
a little bit. Could be the oven, could be anything. Okay, so again, you just want to make sure.
I just feel like I'm gonna scramble them if I do too much. I feel like I'm gonna scramble these eggs. That's not what these are.
Well, so check it out. It's really funny. The proper way to scramble an egg. Okay, so like if you're looking for IHOP type scrambled eggs, it's not much different than doing an omelet. Okay, you're gonna be flipping, doing that, and it's just basically a naked omelet, like with nothing in the center, kind of. So that's kind of how I do my scrambled eggs, anyways. So again, it's just taking a little bit longer because of the oven, but again, okay. So let's take a look at this.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so again, slow and steady is winning this race, right? But it is happening. And again, an omelet is kind of messy looking. All right, but we're just gonna give it a few more moments. So give it about 2 more minutes, and then once we can get that spatula underneath there, you can just you'll flip it. Okay, you'll let the heat for a little bit more. Yeah, and if you're not comfortable with it, I will do it.
I'm worried about the flip. I think I'm gonna break it. That's.
It'll be good. But you can already tell. Check this out. Look, you see it's
Yeah.
starting to base up. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. Now we notice. See?
Yeah.
Okay, so just a few more moments. And see, and the reason you're kneading or you're pulling all this liquid into the center
So that the stuff's
is
on the inside.
exactly.
Makes it more. I was doing that. I was like, oh well, that's why.
Have you ever made an omelet before?
No, but this is pretty much what I made this morning, except
Okay,
I
cool.
put a wood over it instead.
Ooh, see, look at that. See how it's getting
Yes.
pulling away now? Okay, so you don't want to go all the way, but you can get kind of underneath it a little bit. Okay, so see, we're almost there. That's how you know you're almost there. So give it a few more moments.
It's bubbling now.
Okay. All right, you ready? You think you can flip it? You want me to
This
do
is
it?
the part I'm really worried about.
Just pull it. So what you want to do is get it from the sides first, right?
Can't get it underneath all the way without it bunching.
So what we'll do. There we go. Okay. So see, and then now all we'll do is we'll just try to flip it, okay? See?
Oh.
There you go. Okay, so we're just let that sit. So now, this is what I was telling y'all, okay? So this is the first time that she's made this. All right, the greatest thing about omelets is, even if it is sloppy and you're not certain about it, I didn't expect that flip to go that well. I gotta be honest. That is actually a pretty darn good looking omelet right there, guys. I gotta be honest, look at the base, okay? So while she did have a little bit of breakage right here in the center, if you look, it is completely leveled. It looks yummy. It's got the salt and pepper is evenly spread around, right? So that's exactly what you want. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut that heat, cut the heat completely. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're allowing the natural heat to finish off the bottom of that omelet. Now what you will do is spread as much cheese as you want on one half of that. Okay. Now I know me, I'm doing like 2 cups of cheese.
I do a lot of cheese.
I really do.
I'm gonna do a lot of
And that is
cheese.
the best cheese that you can get, in my humble opinion. The Mexican style cheese from HEB is
and
unbelievable.
it's the more
It's like
expensive
a Colby
one.
Jack, Monterey Jack one, yes. So you'll spread that on half because all you're gonna do after this is when you feel comfortable, you're gonna fold that bad boy.
You can do other toppings.
Yes, so I was gonna tell y'all that too, guys. So we started with a very basic cheese omelet, okay? But the possibilities in these omelets are endless, okay? Proteins, bacon is great on them, ham. You can do leeks, onions. Man, my favorite is bell peppers, red.
Sounds yummy.
Exactly, yeah, so bell peppers, any proteins in them. We can cut up great tomatoes and put them in there. That's like a continental breakfast, and they're really, really good. Okay, so she's gonna flip it now.
Pass it down because I think I'm gonna
Yep.
do that.
And then we're gonna let it sit. We'll pull it off the heat completely. We'll let it sit down a little bit, and we have the first omelet of the year, and it looks really, really perfect. If you want to, you can flip it over if you want as well. But that's about what you're looking for. Okay.
Oh, I flipped it.
Yeah.
I did it. Guys, I flipped
There you
it.
go. There you go. Guys, that looks good. Okay. Now experts will tell you too, right? This was just a weird oven, okay? We probably didn't give it enough time to preheat, okay? You want to have it spicy, and that probably was needs to take about half the time, okay? But, I mean, look at that. The consistency is great. We'll try it here in a second. It looks really good. So, bravo.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna clean up this.
Okay, and then, of course, after we are done, we clean our station, and then we'll cut that up, and we'll have a go again. So.
Oh, fancy plates.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and have that. You should grab it. You're good. See, but look at that. Okay, so I gotta show y'all something. Like, look, that is darn near what you want. You know what I mean? It is nice and fluffy. It's nice and stable, and it looks really, really good.
Let's see how it tastes.
Oh man, get out of town with that. Tastes all the butter too, right?
That's really
So that's another thing about using butter. It gives your flavor a push. You know what I mean?
good.
Like it?